Stop buying cheap 3D printers. This thing right here has already saved me more money than my budget printers ever cost to even get. Tired of babysitting your 3D printers just to make sure they somewhat print? Tired of leveling your beds constantly to just change to a different print and it still mess up? I mean, God, if you somewhat work on this print, you would think this simple thin print would be so much easier. You tired of having endless spaghetti because your prints keep failing? That was me too, until I decided to make the change and drop this bad boy in. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it actually does feel obsolete in comparison. I don't know why I lied. This was my third print that was successful. I got 2 successful prints on this bad boy. And this was my third print right out the gate. Way less time messing with it, way less time doing things. This was just amazing. 12 hours, I went to work, goofed off, came home to a new mask that looks sick. And it all came from this. And if you're wanting to check the great pricing that they have on these right now, go ahead and check that link in the description. Any purchases do help my channel keep printing without costing you an extra penny. But this isn't just another printer review. The AD5X is literally the engine for the next phase of this channel. And today I'm going to prove it with one of the trickiest small prints on the internet, a collapsing drill sword that prints in one piece. It's 3 separate pieces. It's a little lightsaber. It's one of the less detailed ones, but just to show it off quick how quick a print like this can be done. And you can make it to a lightsaber for your kiddo in 2 hours and 36 minutes. On paper, cheap printers look like a bargain. I started with the Ender V3, or V2, whatever which one this is, to be honest. It's my father's. I went to go fix it. And it's fine when it actually works. But here's the math that nobody tells you. Between failed benchies, between all of these being messed up, between just trying to print simple, small parts and losing stuff, I ended up going through 3 spools, almost 4, and that's $40 to $80 just gone. Hours of my time hoping something cool is gonna come out of it, just gone. So at a certain point, you do have to ask yourself if the extra money or the upgraded parts are, you kind of need to do it, or else you're just gonna have a bad time and constantly calibrate and fight it every time. Printer fails, let's say halfway through a 12-hour and 45-minute print. That's not just plastic. That's your power bill, your time, and whatever project you were excited about, all in the trash. So when people say, why not just grab another cheap printer? That's why. It's not actually cheap if it keeps failing and wasting product. Input costs money. The AD5X is not the cheapest printer out there. And that's exactly why it's the cheapest to own. It's a CoreXY fully enclosed machine with an added on enclosure kit, another $30, $40, and you print the outsides. It's really cool and neat. So you can get it without spending the extra money on that larger fully enclosed thing, and then just spend 40 bucks on that, spend $40 on a camera, added $80 to this setup, and you have an enclosed kit with a camera. It's got proper auto bed leveling and vibration compensation. In plain English, it's fast, it's consistent, and I don't have to babysit it, which is the main thing I like about these, especially if you want to start running a business while you're at work making money. You kind of need to hope these things work properly. Look at all that mess. I dumped my bucket right before filming. And let me show you what I mean with a real world torture test. This is the collapsing drill sword. It's a random print I found online. There's a million different ones. Steven Universe, Skyrim swords, everything you can think of, they're out there. This is a 3-part collapsible sword. It's gonna have the handle, which is ribbed for some reason, whatever. A cap to go on the bottom to hold the actual multi-piece blades in. But it is the perfect piece to show off tolerance, speed, and things actually going together the way they should and coming apart the way they should. On a badly tuned or wobbly printer, all of this just fuses together into a solid plastic stick. On a good machine, it collapses and extends like some anime cheat code. Like think of a classic lightsaber from when you were a kid. So I loaded it up on the AD5X, full speed profile, and hit print. Here's what's happening. This entire sword is going to print in one go. No supports, no manual assembly, all 3 pieces at once, all the tiny clearances and overhangs without a hiccup. Now, if this was my old bargain printer, this is where I'd find out everything fused together. Already this close to the beginning layers of this thing. I know it still looks like it's very early in on what it's doing, and it's because it is, but it's just one of those things where a lot of other printers, you already start noticing issues at the stage we're at currently. But this bad boy is running at, let's see, 157 millimeters per second. And I also want everyone to know I am testing this with a non-high speed filament. I wanted to see the full capability of this machine without loading the quickest available option into it. I know it sounds kind of dim, but the filament is rated for only 40 to 80 millimeters per second, and I'm currently running it at nearly double that without any issue. Just to go further, like to further show how excellent this system is. And the next best part is, since you can control layer heights, with quality, how well you can see the different layers, and how much work you want to do to clean all that up, whether you're acetone cleaning or resin, like covering it in resin to get rid of those ridges and just make it hold strong. I like this one because there's a lot of things on the other printer where I had to sand stuff and I had to loosen stuff, and it sanded it, but it also made it look kind of shitty. With things like the Oni mask, you know, it could do for a good little acetone vapor bath, but just for a little bit, and this thing would look like a smooth mask you bought from a store. And things like this go for $30 to $60 depending on the quality and originality. And you know, like you could add this to a shiesty or all kinds of things, and I'm sure it would sell. I've seen a few of the Oni masks already going for $100+ with, you know, obviously they took time to build their own, took time to work on making it unique, marketing it well. But when you see an Oni mask that's $100, it probably took 13 hours to print. It's got 500 4.9 star reviews. Man, you're killing it at that point. Like, he made a shit ton of money on one product, and that's probably not his only product. He probably has a bunch of other stuff that's not even just in the niche of Japanese samurai stuff, which is another big part of why these 3D printers are so exceptional in today's age. Anyone can start a business, anyone can start selling things, even if it's just for fun, even if you're just like trying to help your kid have a cool vacation, or your kid wants to get a cool bike, so he saves money up and buys a 3D printer to start selling stuff, to start his own business. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Maybe your kid just wants to fix things or replace things. I mean, like, I'm looking forward to my son getting a little bit older where I can actually show him this kind of stuff and get him working on it. And instead of having to buy a child's 3D printer like in Tina or something, I know now, having the AD5X, that I could easily buy something like this for my child, and it would work fine for him. Although I would want it to have an enclosure, and I would also still monitor him with it, but I would trust him enough to use this. And like right now, we're already to a point where you can start to see some of the actual detail coming through this bad boy. Feels tall, and I can see the sun. That's the handle over there. That's the cap, and that is the sword. So while this bad boy is printing, we're going to go ahead and go over how this actually saves you money by being more accurate and failing less. Prints like this are fail magnets. Like I was going over the tolerance and all the issues with fusing together. It is a 2 hour and 45 minute print. That's 2 hours, 45 minutes wasted, but it's not just that. It's also the amount of filament that was wasted. A bad printer means 2, 3, 4, even sometimes 5 attempts to get one toy to work, one thing you were trying to make. That's almost half a roll gone. You know, like let's say a sword like this. This one eats up 71 because it's very simple and I made it smaller. But the average ones eat up around 150 grams of PLA. Do it 3 times, that's 450 grams. On a 1 kilogram spool, you've burned almost half of your plastic just to get one toy. On the AD5X, I get it in one go. That means my fancy rainbow filament or dual color or just the plain red like I'm using now goes into finished pieces. I can show, sell, gift, or even use on projects, not into my trash bin. And this isn't just about swords. This is the same reliability is what lets me print functional parts, jigs. I'm going to start doing camera mounts, head plates for dirt bikes, whatever the next big project needs without wondering, is this going to fail 4 hours in? some of these prints would take a long time. Like if you wanted to print a Deadpool mask or anything large, like once again, 12 hours, 45 minutes for just something this simple, and that's a one-piece print. About an hour and some change. I got it looped in some damn filament, but an hour and some change for just an earring that I made that was too big anyways, and she doesn't like them. So it's not just the fails, it's the making the wrong thing, not thinking about the time used, picking too many colors, so there's a bunch of color changes. A lot of things eat up your time and waste filament. You know, and now we're going to go over more so the actual mission for this channel is simple. I'm going to build the ultimate 3D printing garage that also centers around primarily desktop creation. Meaning, it's called 3D printing garage because I have a massive garage. I have a garage I think it actually is bigger than my house, but a lot of people don't have a garage like that. A lot of people don't live in the area like I do, where that's really affordable. So I wanted to build a channel about nothing but 3D printing things that you can do on a desktop. So, or not 3D printing, but like crafting things that you can do on a desktop. I have a 20-watt laser engraver outside that has a 4 by I think 2.5 foot build plate or laser engraving plate. I have this 3D printer right here, and also I am an avid woodworker. Any woodworking projects, my goal is to meld them with laser engraving and or 3D printing as often as possible, and it will all fit on a table. I'm not going to do a random let's build a fucking table unless that table's out of 3D printing or, you know, laser and cutting wood to build a table, something small. Then I certainly do that, but I do want to stray away from some of the larger projects that seem just unattainable. I want to show you guys things that you can do and you can have fun doing. You know, my old printer setup, it was holding back my mission, my goal to show you these things. Every failed print is a video. I couldn't make a project I couldn't finish, and honestly, motivation lost. With the AD5X, I can set a print in the morning, go to work, come back, and it's done. That's more tutorials, more crazy builds like this collapsing sword, and more time to test upgrades and filaments for you. So, when you use the link under the video to pick up the AD5X, you're not just buying a printer, you're literally helping fuel the next round of projects in this garage. And I do want to clarify, I'm aware right now I'm not in the garage. I do not have the laser engraver moved around to have this out there just yet, and I need to get the enclosure kit because it's very cold. So, quick reality check, the AD5X is not for everybody. If you just want to print one benchy, stick it on your shelf and never touch the thing again, save your money. Any cheap printer will survive that. But if you're trying to start a side hustle, selling cool prints, make functional parts for projects, or just stop wasting evenings fixing problems you didn't create, then a reliable, slightly more expensive printer becomes the cheapest tool you own, because every time it completes a big tricky job, like this collapsing sword on the first try, it's paying for itself. And with this model, it doesn't have a separate unit to hold the multicolor option that will fail and mess up as easily. It's all in one piece. It all hangs on the side of the 3D printer, and then there's a single unit right back here that actually takes all of the colors and stuff and moves them up, and each one of these spindles spin at a different rate to actually allow the proper movement of filament. If you've got kids or a family who want to print stuff to an enclosed auto-level machine like this is just safer and easier for everyone to use. Like I said, the enclosure kit's 40 bucks, the camera is 40 bucks. It's another $80 on top of what this is at some point after buying it, and you have a kid-safe thing. If the budget is truly all you've got, I'm not judging. Start where you can. But if you're stuck in that loop of buy cheap, fight failures, upgrade to another cheap printer, the AD5X is your exit. It's fast, it's reliable, it nails tricky prints like this collapsing drill sword in one shot, and it's already saving you money in wasted filament time and frustration. Also right now, I'm going to pan over the finishing of the sword into this part of the video so you can see that it was finished and it worked out quite well. If you're ready to level up your prints and help fuel this channel's mission, hit the top link in the description or the pinned comment to check current pricing on the Flashforge AD5X. Again, it's an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps us keep this garage printing. Drop a comment with what you want me to try next on this thing. Maybe the biggest collapsing sword I can fit on the bed, or a full set print in-place weapons. Hit like if this helps, subscribe so you don't miss the next build, and I'll see you next print.